Hey everyone, it's Friday, July 3rd, 2020. Welcome to episode 19 of the Ginger and the Beard podcast.
All right, let's do this.
What's up, guys? I'm AJ, aka the Ginger.
And I'm Reese, aka the Beard.
And if you're just tuning into the stream or you're watching the recorded version of the show, we just got done testing our skills. Great skills, I might add, in Brawlhalla against some people who have undoubtedly played the game way longer than we have. So make sure to check that out on YouTube. On this week's show, we'll be covering last week's fight night with Dustin Poirier versus Dan Hooker, exciting beer news, leaked images of the RTX 3080 Ti, pretty intense, the launch of Iron Man VR, and so much more.
Dude, but before we get into all of that, sir, how was your week?
Whew, my week just got a lot better.
Oh, yeah?
After that stream was so much fun, man. We had a lot of participation, and some friends stopped by, gave us some subs. A lot of flossing happened. A lot of dabbing happened.
Heck yeah, man.
It was a great time. It was a really great time. But yeah, my week was good. It was good. I got some new toys, which you're going to talk about in a little bit later in the show. But worked from home all week again. Same kind of thing as last week. But yeah, I'm excited for the weekend. Long weekend ahead. I'm excited for it.
Nice, dude. Do you guys got plans this weekend?
What about you? Well, yeah, we had a few things planned, but then today my parents decided to come down this weekend, so they'll be coming to visit starting tomorrow morning, so I guess for 2 days. So we'll find something to do, but I was talking about it on the video game stream before this, found out that in Virginia Beach, where we live, fireworks are totally illegal. Literally, you can't even buy sparklers in Virginia Beach. So, yeah.
They're just illegal
How
right
ridiculous
now,
is that?
I don't get it.
I think for the last 20 years, you have not been able to buy fireworks, period. Yeah, so you can't even have, my kids have never seen fireworks. They're always asleep before, any citywide celebrations happen. And we've never actually bought any, even the little fountain things, we haven't ever bought any of those to show them. So we started a plan to do that this weekend, and then come to find out in Virginia Beach, you can't even buy sparklers. So how ridiculous.
What? And it's just because of the COVID stuff though, right?
No, it's because of fires and stuff. 20 years ago, they outlawed it in the city.
What?
Because I guess people's houses were burning down or something. I don't know.
I had no idea.
Yeah, me either. Turns out. So I mean, the town that I'm from, there's fireworks stands all over the place. And my dad travels a lot for work. He's like, oh, I wish I would have known. He was like, I drove through Tennessee and passed 100 fireworks tents. Could have picked some up. So they're going to try to see if they can find some before they come visit tomorrow morning. Hopefully they can score some good stuff.
Even just some sparklers, man. Even those little pop rocks that you throw on the ground, whatever those.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what they're called.
Poppers,
even those.
I think.
Poppers, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
What about you?
Well,
how was your week?
Week's good. Oh geez, what did I do this week? I don't know, man. Work was a lot. Played some video games, hung out with the wife. We started watching Once Upon a Time, which is pretty cool. Kind of getting into it. Good old Rumpelstiltskin, Snow White, and the gang. Yeah, pretty cool. I'm liking it. Besides that, gosh, I don't know, man. I don't think there was anything really crazy that happened. We're getting
eventful.
Actually, I probably blocked it out of my mind because it's hurting me so bad. Is we have to get our roof redone. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, so we had a contractor come out to look at that. So I mean, that's kind of crappy. We were supposed to go up to my hometown in Ohio this weekend also, but just with everything going on and things are getting worse, we were like, probably shouldn't do that. So we decided not to. Might go later on in the month if things starting to settle down. But this whole weekend, the whole game plan is pretty much just get stuff done around the house. I'm going to be putting my foam wall back up probably Sunday morning.
All the sound dampening.
It's going to be good. But that's all I got,
nice,
dude.
Man.
That's all I got. So,
that is
real
exciting.
quick, pretty exciting, I guess. Pretty quick before we dive into anything else, I kind of want to just say. Or just remind everybody, drop us a follow here on Twitch if you guys could. That would be very helpful to us. We're trying to grow. We're putting a lot of time and effort into this, and we love it. We hope you guys do too. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Also subscribe on your favorite podcast player. And if you really want to help us grow, a sub plus a 5-star review on Apple Podcast is going to just trick that algorithm or do something with that algorithm to get us into people's ears, basically, is just to get us at the top of the directory and let them know, hey, we should listen to these guys. So yes. As always, we appreciate your support, and we're glad you guys are here. Thank you.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
With that being said,
all of you.
Yes, we absolutely do. With that being said, Mr. Ginger, what are you drinking tonight? Tell us.
Oh boy. Well, before we get into it, I want to thank the voters for the third? How many times have we done this? 4 times? 4th week in a row, I think. For
sure.
Going out and checking out our Instagram page and leaving your votes on which beers we'll be drinking today. So let me say, the winner of my poll this week is Grapefruit Hoppocalypse. Hoppocalypse.
Oh,
from
man,
Apocalypse Brewing.
I wish the video wasn't so grainy right now. What's going on? I can't figure out why it's like that tonight.
Internet. It's probably Discord, to be honest. Let me try to kill my video feed and then re-pop it in.
Noise suppression.
Magic.
Maybe if I turn that off.
Try it now.
No.
Still
I
bad?
don't think. Yeah, it's still bad. It's not on my screen. I'll cut this out in post though. Just so we can.
Oh well.
You want to just move on? Just keep going through it then?
Let's just keep going. That's probably a Discord issue. It's not the first time it's happened. But if you guys can't see it, and for you audio listeners out there, this Hoppocalypse, it's this cool bright orange, grapefruity red kind of can with a skull on it. He's squeezing a grapefruit into a glass. Pretty cool looking can here. But yeah, this comes from Apocalypse Brewing, which is actually in Forest, Virginia. So I could still consider that kind of local. It's like 3 hours from where I'm sitting right now and about 1 hour from my hometown. It's 8% ABV, 110 IBU. So it's a bitter boy. It's a red ale. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this out away from the keyboard.
You said this is Hoppocalypse? Hoppocalypse.
No. This is grapefruit. Yeah, grapefruit Hoppocalypse.
Got it.
Right?
Okay.
Let me back up and pour this out.
There it is. Oh, I could still see it. It still looks good.
So nice. Like I said, it's a red ale, so a very nice red color here in this official Ginger in the beer glass. Check that out. You probably see it on Instagram if you're following us. But yeah,
nice,
so
dude.
A little bit about red ales before I sip this. I like to do a little bit of research about these. Number one, I get to learn more about these different types of beers and kind of educate folks. But red ales actually originate in Europe, and it actually does just literally refer to the style of beer, reddish in appearance. They're typically full flavored, hoppy, and buttery.
What? Buttery?
I don't know.
Like a Chardonnay, like a good old Chardonnay. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never described any kind of a liquid as buttery. Otherwise, that's just kind of weird. But, we're going to check it out in a second. And, yeah, they typically possess, I thought this was interesting, possess a lot of the same flavor profiles of an IPA, but maltier and more like middle of the road when it comes to the hops and the different flavor content. So let's go ahead and get into this.
There you go.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Buttery is still kind of hard. That's a kind of a stretch for me. But malty for sure. Holy Batman malty. And then you kind of get some of the hops on the finish or the beginning on the front, but the malt is definitely what sticks around. And I'm not honestly getting a ton of grapefruit. Not a ton of grapefruit, but I think it's a little bit there. It's kind of a little bit bitter on the back end.
Okay.
It's very good though. Very good. Definitely interesting.
What would
there we go.
What would you rate it? Out of 1 out of 10?
That's something I'm trying to get better at. I don't know. We talked about this earlier this week. It's we drink so many different types of beer. It's kind of hard. They're not apples to apples, but I'd rank that somewhere like in the, if I had to do 1 out of 10, probably in the 6 and 7 range. Like I'm an IPA sort of guy, so this is very good when it comes to like the hoppiness. The maltiness level is where it's like, it's a little bit more than I'm used to, but I would definitely buy this again for sure. And actually, if I was sitting like outside in the hot sun right now, lathered up with sunscreen,
oh, nice,
I would probably really enjoy this. So maybe
okay.
I'll try that out next weekend or tomorrow or something. So
nice,
yeah,
dude.
I definitely recommend it though. So shout out Apocalypse Brewing. They actually did like our post and actually gave us a follow on Instagram.
No way.
So shout out
awesome.
to you guys. Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
Thank you guys.
So,
thanks.
Yeah. And again, thank you to the voters for checking that out. Now we get into a little bit more of a predicament. Reese, what did the voters choose for you?
It was an interesting predicament. I mean, we had quite a good turnout of voters, but we were split down the middle. So we had a 50-50 tie on what I was drinking. One was going to be the brewery. It was oatmeal cookie. It was called the Bakery, right? The other one is this one here, Minky Doodle. Mickey Doodle is a raspberry sour ale. Actually, it's actually more specifically, it's marked as a sour ale, but it's actually a wild ale. So it was 50-50 split. So, I said, wife, what am I drinking tonight? She said, you're drinking the Minky Doodle. You're drinking the Minky Doodle. I said, okay, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm drinking the Minky Doodle. Raspberry sour ale. So let me tell you guys about it real quick. It's from Thin Man Brewery in Buffalo, New York. They actually got a couple different brew pubs up there. Pretty cool stuff. 7% ABV, no IBUs. It's labeled as a sour ale aged in raspberries, but it's actually a wild ale. So to give you a little bit of an understanding of what a wild ale is, it is they're introduced to wild yeast or bacteria. This introduction may occur from oak barrels that have been previously inoculated, pitching into the beer, or gained from various sour mash techniques. Sour mash, guys, sour. Regardless of the method, these yeast and or bacteria leave a mark that should be noticeable to strong and often contribute a sour and or funky wild note. Mixed fermentation examples will display a range of aromatics, I think I'm saying that right, rather than a single dominant character. I haven't tried it yet, so let's go ahead and pour it in. Let's see what's going on. Let's get into this.
In this funky. Describing a beer as funky. It's just like, ooh,
funky. A little funky. I've heard good
funk.
things. I've heard some good things about this. So
they have a great can. I will say it's a great can design.
Yeah, I like it. It stood out, and I think that's why a lot of people. Both of the cans this week were really good. So here you guys go.
That's probably why you ended up with a 50-50 split.
Look at this. Oh wow.
Oh wow. Oh my gosh! Look at that color.
It's opaque. I can't fit it all,
Holy
so I'm gonna stop there.
Moly.
I'm gonna stop there. Look at that, dude. That's like
It's like
a purplish kind of like pinkish. The head on top is pink. Man, okay, let's try her out.
I wish my taste buds are tingling looking at that. I just want to taste that sucker.
Man, I feel like I just drank a scoop of strawberry or raspberry jam. Holy crap. It's definitely sour, but you could taste the strawberries or the raspberries big time, man. Delicious, kind of creamy almost, which is weird. Yeah, man. I like this. I like this a lot.
It looks delicious. Dude, I'm having such a hard time finding locally. If anyone listening is local to Hampton Roads and you know of a good beer shop that gets some really out of the ordinary stuff, please let me know in the comments on YouTube or on Instagram or wherever. I really want to find some beer stores that sell some of these.
My wife came up and she's like, "I want to try it."
Oh, nice. Some of these dessert beers, It's
good, right?
That there, man. That pink color is just insane. That looks so good.
Yeah, really good. Really excited about that. I want more of these. Minky Doodle, guys. Minky Doodle.
Where does this name come from, anyways?
I don't know, actually. But it's a Thin Man Brewery in Buffalo, New York. They've been around since 2016. Check them out.
Nice. Very cool, man. Well, I'm enjoying mine. It sounds like you're enjoying yours. Let's move on. We got some beer news to talk about. Number one, Happy National Beer Run Day.
Woo!
I hope you guys all made a beer run.
Support your Support your locals. Support your local breweries. Actually, I got to. Here,
I did not actually make a beer run today, unfortunately, but I will be going to a brewery at some point this weekend, so I think that kind of counts. And you were gonna say something?
I was just responding to chat. We can go on. I'll type to him. I'll type to him.
Yep.
So
and then sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, dude. Let's do it.
All right. So moving on. Yeah. The other brew news that we have is really cool. Like the past few weeks we've been covering some stories in the beer industry where these different craft breweries and companies are supporting like different inclusion and diversity efforts and things like that. So we got another similar story. This one's Brew Pipeline, which is actually like a platform that kind of helps connect craft brewers with like untapped markets. That's the easiest way to put it. Is teaming up with a brewery called Potosi Brewing, which is actually out of Potosi, Wisconsin. Never heard of it, but cool. And they're pairing up with Pink Boots Society. And then Pink Boots Society is actually a foundation that supports women in the craft beer industry through education with things like scholarships and things like that. So all these three organizations are kind of partnering together, and they've created a new beer called Rosa Stiefel. I think I'm pronouncing that right, which actually translates to pink boots in German, I believe. So it's actually a grapefruit Hefeweizen. With its 4.5% ABV, and then every case they sell, they're donating $2 of profit towards helping new women, up and coming brewers, kind of get more into it and kind of support their education and kind of bring those folks up through the industry. Good. So really cool stuff.
That's awesome to hear. We need more shit like that for sure. So
yeah, absolutely.
Good news, man. That's really cool. I hope that I can get some of that, actually. The Rosa Stiefel.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it's out yet or not, because this story I just read came out like just today, so it may not be out just yet, but I'm going to keep my eye out for it.
Okay. Nice, dude.
I think that's kind of all we had in the beer news segment, so shall we move on?
Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead. Let's just move right on to UFC shenanigans, man. You good?
Yes. Let's do it.
All right, guys. We're going right in right now. Wha-bam! 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 We're there.
And
UFC shenanigans.
Check the footer below. Check the footer. UFC shenanigans. You can see which segment we're in. You can see where we're going down that direction over there where the beard's at. Yeah, man. UFC shenanigans. Obviously, we've got lots to talk about. Number one, let's kick it off with a fight night recap. So last week we had a fight. If you guys didn't get to check it out, we had Dustin Poirier versus Dan Hooker headline the card, but the co-main was almost just as exciting. Did you get to watch this? You watched this card because we were chatting back and forth as it was happening.
Oh yeah, dude. This card was not a big card, but the last two fights were awesome. I loved it.
Yeah. So let's start out with Mickey Gall versus Mike Perry, the co-main. We had some expectations last week. We talked about our predictions that. Obviously, Mike Perry's kind of a wild child. He's going to come out swinging for the fences, and Mickey. Our prediction was as long as Mickey could get him to the ground, he might stand a chance. But Mike Perry kind of wiped the floor with them. Had a dominant performance all around.
All around.
Yeah. So there were some good exchanges towards the beginning. I mean, Mike Perry definitely did not come out unscathed by any means. He had some cuts. He had some bruises. Some really good stand-up exchanges. I was pretty impressed with Mickey actually there in the first part of the first round, but it started kind of going downhill pretty fast, and Mike Perry just kind of dominated on the feet, and it actually went to the ground a couple times, and he dominated there using some good old-fashioned ground and pound, some nasty elbows from the top. Pretty impressive, actually. Pretty impressed. But
dude, all around, man.
Impressive,
I thought Mickey Gall was going to be able to. I honestly thought Mickey Gall was going to win at the start of that, and I thought he was going to do his thing. No, Mike did such a good job. Sorry, good.
Yeah, no, he really did. I was quite impressed with him. And what was interesting about it, and some fighters, just not fighters, some of the folks who were like, talking about the event were saying maybe Mike Perry's a trendsetter here. He had no coaches in his corner, which sounds ridiculous, but watch it back. There was not a single coach in his corner. He had a cut man, and who else did he have, Reese? He had his girlfriend.
His new girlfriend, too. Like, it's It's like a new fling, dude. Okay.
She doesn't even know him yet. She doesn't even know yet.
She hasn't even met the mother, bro.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's funny. His new girlfriend, that's all that he had in his corner, right? And it was actually kind of hilarious. My wife and I were watching it together, and after the first round, she comes into the octagon, and he's sitting down, and she's got like the big ice bag, and like she's like trying to ice him off, but she has no idea what to do with it. She's just like putting it like on his like arm and like putting it like on his lower back, and he's like my neck, man, my neck. Like she had no idea what to do with it. It was so awkward.
She's like, you're doing a good job. You just keep doing what you're doing.
Keep doing it, honey. Keep doing it. You're doing great.
Do you want the ice
a little bit less?
Do you want the ice on your back? No. Put it on my head. Put it on my head. Okay.
Are you
thirsty?
Are you thirsty? Here's some water out of this ice bag. Okay.
But you know what? We're making fun. But Mike Perry knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he didn't need a coach, man. He didn't need a coach. Somebody in chat just asked, why didn't he have a coach? Well, that was kind of his game plan. I think he's had like a falling out recently with some of his former coaches and teammates and things like that. So he was like, you know what? I'm going in here, and all I need is my girl. That's all I need is my girl.
Do you want the quick story on what happened there? I'll give you the 20-second story. He was at the same fight camp as Donald Cerrone. Donald Cerrone was running it, basically, and the coaches were favoring Donald Cerrone over him. And they continued to do so, and he wasn't getting he didn't feel like he was getting the support that he needed. That's what happens.
There you go. That's it. So, yeah, he said, forget the coaches, forget the team. All I need is my girlfriend. So, yeah, man, kudos to him. He had his game plan going in there. He kept himself calm. He kept himself collected. Usually that's what the coaches are kind of there for. They're talking super low-key. They're trying to keep their fighter calm and cool. Yeah. And they're trying to give him a little tips here and there. But Mike didn't need that, man. He went out there and handled his business. So that's kind of how that went down. But what I enjoyed most about the fight, after the fight, was the post-fight interview where Mike Perry was targeting the IRS, the government, and telling them stop taking his money. So kudos to the Church of MMA podcast. I got this meme here off of their Instagram page. I thought it was hilarious. You guys are going to know why in a second. But UFC 251, July 11th, Perry versus the IRS. Headlining main card event. So funny, and this is why it's hilarious, because after in his post-fight interview, when he's speaking with, I think it was John Anik, I'm just going to read off what he said to John Anik here. And if you guys, I really highly suggest you go back and watch this on YouTube, because it's just the way he says things. Like Mike Perry's got such an interesting personality, and he's got such swag, right? So this is what he said. I got to talk to the tax folk and see if we can run that number down, because I believe I paid out over $100,000 last year between a couple of different countries. Now they're trying to hit me again at the end of the year. It's almost like I don't even fight for a minimum wage sometimes. Look, I ain't trying to be one of those guys asking for more money. I'm not. I'm asking the government to stop taking so much of this. Maybe we put something in the contract that's like, when platinum gets paid, the taxes get paid. That's my money. Don't give me my money if you don't want me to spend it. Then you're going to come back and ask me for some more later. That doesn't even make any sense. I'm trying to wild out, bro. I need Mai Tais on the beach.
Dude, he's a clown.
Oh, my gosh.
That's awesome.
So funny. But the way he said it, like, I obviously can't even do it justice. Like, go back and watch it, because he was so serious and sincere in his rant there that it just made it so funny. So check that out.
Yeah, you guys got to check it out. The World Tax Return Championship coming your way.
Oh, my gosh.
All right.
So good. So good.
Good fun, dude. All right. You want to talk about this main card? Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. So Dustin Poirier versus Dan Hooker. What a fight, man. That's definitely a fight of the year.
Dude, definitely a fight of the year.
For sure.
So I mean, like, you were like totally, I think, like we were both in the agreement that this was going to be a scrap, right? Like, these guys were well matched, and you were like, you know what, Dan Hooker, I remember like the whole time you were like, dude, I think me and Toby kept being like, oh, dude, he's like about to get knocked out. You're like, no, Dan Hooker never gets knocked out. And you were right.
Dude.
Like, dude, those hits would have knocked like most fighters out, right? That he was taking, but he was giving them back. He was giving them back. Dude, it was a brawl. It was a brawl. Dan Hooker came out. He won the first 2 rounds straight up. I'm pretty sure they gave him the first 2 rounds hands down. He had the most strikes. He was doing all kinds of damage. And then the tables shifted, right? I think everyone pretty much gave the second or the third 3 rounds to Dustin. Dan looked kind of tired, like he hadn't really been in long fights like this. I think he has been in 5 rounders before. So, yeah, man, I just feel like, it was a really good fight, especially with all this crap going on. And we needed something like that. It reminded me of the Zhang Weili and Jan Jacek fight, where they were just going after each other. These two were going after each other. They were like, "I'm here to win the belt." It was like a title fight, man. It was awesome.
Oh, absolutely, man. It was such a well-matched fight. And that's exactly, we called that last week. We're like, this is going 5 rounds, 100%. That's exactly what happened. And yeah, I've been telling you guys this, man. If you out there have not seen the fight between Dan Hooker and Edson Barbosa, that fight will show you just how tough Dan Hooker is. I mean, anybody would give up throwing the towel with some of those kicks to the body that Dan Hooker took, but he waited till his body like legit shut down before they called the fight. So yeah, that's exactly what happened in this fight. Dustin Poirier was giving it all, dude. Just like we said last week, Dustin's got them hands, man. He's got them hands. He was landing some serious hooks that would have taken out most fighters. But yeah, they traded back and forth evenly through almost all 5 rounds. But ultimately, Dustin pulled it out. He had the speed, he had the intensity, but yeah, like you said, Dan had a lot of accuracy, man. He's very accurate.
Yes.
But yeah, and it was hilarious. They both got up at the end of the 5th round after they had stopped it, or not stopped it. They didn't stop the fight, but after the 5th round was over, and they were ready to go for 6. Man, they were both like in each other's face. It was a friendly sort of banter, but they were like, "Let's go, let's do another one, man."
Yeah. Dustin was like, "Hey, man, you better get back to the gym and work a little bit harder, but you're doing good."
Yeah.
He said that to him. I was like, "Oh man, wow!"
Yeah,
before
the
before the decision was made, like before the judges called it, he was like, "Hey, man, better step your game up."
I think, just to talk a little bit more about Dan Hooker, I think he absolutely is to be considered. I mean, he was number 5 already. I honestly think his rank could go up after that fight. Like he's such an awesome performer. And I put it out on the Instagram page earlier this week. I'm like, give that man Tony Ferguson. Can you imagine what a brawl it would be between Dan Hooker and Tony Ferguson, 2 of the most durable fighters in the game?
Oh, yeah.
That would be an absolute...
That'd be a good fight.
Slugfest, man. It would be so good. That would come down to either it would go all 5 rounds, because it would definitely be a main event. It'd either go all 5 rounds, or somebody would be stopped by the doctor because they're bleeding from their eyebrow so bad.
It would probably be a stoppage. But like, think about it. Like those top 5 people in the lightweight division. Wow, man. So that competition right there, we're talking that's like the nastiest division there is. That lightweight division, man, that is a scary division for anybody coming up.
Yeah, this is a great time for the sport, period. You think about like all the divisions now. Bantamweight is ridiculous. Lightweight, welterweight, like there's killers, dude. This is a great time for the sport. So speaking of bantamweight, Henry Cejudo's back in the picture, guys. You didn't think he'd be gone long, did you? So there's a story that's circulating right now. Henry Cejudo is talking that smack between superstar boxing 20-year-old Ryan Garcia on Twitter. Superstar Ryan Garcia. He's only 20 years old. I think he's got 17 knockouts in his 20 fights.
Okay.
Pretty impressive. That's dude looks
good.
Like a twig. He looks like he's built like me, right? But he's got some wins. But so this guy's like I said, he's a kind of a rising star in the boxing world. I think he's a champion right now, actually. I don't know a lot about boxing, to be honest with you guys. But he had an interview with Ariel Helwani, which if you guys don't know, Ariel Helwani is an ESPN reporter that covers MMA. And in that interview, he threw a little shade at Cejudo, saying that he's going to have to knock him out. So I think the backstory on this is after Cejudo's retirement fight, which was 249, or was it 250? I think it was 249.
249.
Cejudo announced his retirement, I think Ryan Garcia sent out a tweet saying like, "Hey man, I actually liked your hands in that fight. Now you have to fight me," or something like that. And like apparently according to his interview with Helwani, he's like, "I wasn't trying to like start any beef with them or anything." He's like, "I literally like I was a fan of him or whatever." But Cejudo took it the wrong way, and Cejudo's not one to back down from some friendly banter, obviously. And he ended up after that interview. So he had that interview with Ariel and basically said like, "Hey, since he took it the wrong way, now I'm gonna have to knock him out."
Yeah.
So Cejudo fired back on Twitter saying, "I don't know who has a more padded record, you or that dirt Q-tip. You Oscar De La Hoya wannabe. Sign the contract, King Ryan, and prepare to bend the knee to your king."
To the king. Oh man.
Yes. So that's Cejudo's famous line, "Bend the knee."
Bend the knee.
He was gonna make shoot, what's her name? Not Andrade, but
oh, you talking about Nunes?
yeah, he was gonna make Amanda Nunes bend the knee too. So he's a character, man.
He's a character. That might be a money fight right there. Who knows? I feel like that guy's not a big enough name really to be bringing the money in. He's probably going off of Henry to try and make some money.
Probably.
Exactly. And Henry ain't even bringing in that much money, So
yeah,
we'll see.
Exactly.
We'll see.
So that could be interesting. I'm a huge fan of Cejudo. I know that's like a mixed sort of. Some people don't favor that decision, but I love the guy. I think he's hilarious. I think he's very entertaining to watch. You should listen to his interview with Joe Rogan just to see like how humble and like motivational he is. And I think he's a great athlete. I mean, it's undeniable that he's a great athlete. So
dude, I agree. I want to see Henry fight some more. Like, I don't feel like he really, did everything that he could have done, right? I don't know. We could see more, but let's move on. We might never see Henry again. He might just, we might not even see him ever again. So who knows, right?
Yep. I guess we'll find out. So
yeah,
you want to take us out on some little bit somber news?
You gonna make me give the bad news? You got all the fun news. I get the bad news.
I can do it. We should have put this at the top. Honestly, I don't know why we didn't put this at the top, but
it's okay. We'll get through it, guys. We'll get through it. Khabib Nurmagomedov. I can say it. Nurmagomedov, right? Who is undefeated. He is awesome. He is like the pride of Russia. His father trained him from a young age. His father opened up a fighting gym over in Dagestan, trained a lot of younger kids. He was very influential in the community, certainly influential in Khabib's life, and it was always there for him, as much as he could be. Recently on his last couple fights, he was actually ringside. He was able to get his visa and was able to become ringside. He ended up passing away very recently. I think it was earlier. Was it earlier today? I think it was actually.
Yeah. I think so. I think it was today.
After complications with COVID, he had some heart problems also. So there was brain injury suffered during a stroke after fighting coronavirus. He's 57 years old. He's been hospitalized since April. Trained Khabib and many other young folks, his whole life basically he was doing stuff like this. Introduced his son Khabib to wrestling when he was 8. He was only able to corner him once, and that's kind of what I was getting at, is he was only able to corner him once, but it was a very proud moment for him. You could see, if you go back and watch the video, he's you could just see moment. The look in his eyes when his son wins. He's just so happy. It's like it's like what he lived for, right? So it's very sad. To see that kind of shit happen. He should have been around for a lot longer. He also coached the Republic of Dagestan's combat sambo national team, and that just goes along with how good Khabib is. So, prayers go out to that family. People are pouring their support out to Khabib right now, and we all know he's probably going through a rough time. Just really sucks.
Yeah, as I was going to say, this guy is definitely not just near and dear for Khabib, but for the sport as a whole. So there's a lot of support going out there for him, that family right now, and lots of fighters showing their respect, and which is great to see. it's a giant family at the end of the day, and everybody's, showing their respect. So we wish the best for them. Obviously, hopefully we get to see Khabib back in action at Abu Dhabi at Fight Island sometime soon. But yeah, it's kind of hate to end on a somber note like that, but
yeah, I just feel like it had to be said. Give him his respects, All right, so that being said, I think let's go ahead and just transition right into tech news. Let's get this show on the road, right?
Let's flip this frown upside down, guys. Exciting tech news in the making.
Exciting tech news. Let's do it. We're going right now. Boom. We're here. We're talking tech. Did you see that magic? Beautiful. It was like, whoosh. Actually, it was like whoosh, that way.
Yeah. It was a beautiful. Yeah. It was like a star wipe. That's what we should do. We need star wipes.
Just like stars, just like glistening across the screen.
We need that sound effect that's like da 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 for The More You Know. Those horrible commercials. The more you know. Just kidding. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
I'm down, dude. Right, I'm down for whatever. Dude, tell me. You got good news, bro. Tell me.
I got some new toys this week, or really just one toy. It's a beautiful 24-inch AOC. AOC? Do you say AOC or do you say AOC? I say AOC.
Gaming say monitor. AOC, but tomato.
Yeah, tomato. It's the AOC or AOC C24G1 curved 24-inch VA panel. You can see a beautiful picture of it right in this general vicinity, somewhere in this realm. Wait, wrong way. This way. Reversed. It's like looking at yourself in the mirror. It's just like, wait, this hand or this? What? I'm confused.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so 24 inches. That's the same size as the monitor that I currently had. I kind of like a 32-inch or something like that, but I already had a 24-inch monitor. I needed to go dual monitor setup for streaming so I could see the stream and the chat and all that while I'm playing the game on a different monitor. So I've been shopping around for a little bit and found this pretty affordable, honestly. I think it was like $140 bucks on sale, so normally around $200. Nice. Not bad at all. It's a VA panel. So if you guys out there don't know the differences between the panels, there's IPS. There's a lot of different types of monitors out there, or panels, I should say. But the three most popular are IPS, VA, and TN. So yep. TNs are especially favored by gamers because they have very low response rate and frame rate. Very high frame rate, low response rate. So the signal traveling from your computer to the monitor is extremely fast with a TN panel. The downside is that you don't get as much color accuracy. You don't have very good viewing angles. Your blacks aren't very black, things like that. And on the flip side, the IPS panel, you get all the benefits of the picture quality. So you get great blacks, you get great contrast ratio, relatively good brightness, and viewing angles are really good. So if you're looking at it from the side or from the front or wherever, your colors aren't going to distort. Yep. And then VA, which is what my monitor is, kind of falls right smack dab in the middle. It's kind of developed to be a good middle ground between IPS and TN. So it's got good contrast ratio. I don't know what the exact contrast ratio is on this one. You could check it out on Amazon. Good viewing angle so far. Being a curved panel and being so close to my face, it's pretty close to my face. It's got good viewing angles, good contrast ratio. I read reports about VAs having slower response time, but looking at the specs of this bad boy, it's got a 1 millisecond response time, so it's just as fast as what you might see in like a TN panel. Right. So I'm excited about that. Really, I don't see many downsides to it. The only downside to it is that this is a 1080p monitor, which is why it is as affordable as it is. But the other monitor I'm running is also a 1080p, and I've never had any complaints about the way my games look. Again, it's a smaller monitor. I'm sitting pretty close to it, so I don't really need 2K or 4K. And plus, that's more demanding on your CPU anyways, and I don't really need that. And number one benefit of it is it's 144 hertz. So I might need to work with some of you tech guys out there. The Beard, you know how to do all these fancy things, and I know I got a lot of other friends that are all about this PC life. So far, I've only been able to get it to run at 120 hertz. So I'm not really sure what I'm doing wrong there, but my other monitor is 60 hertz. So I think it's got something to do with the fact that I'm running one at 60 hertz and one at a different higher frame rate. and I think there's some complications with that. But
you're exactly right. It just depends on like what screen you're playing the game on or whatnot. It'll usually default down to the lowest frame rate the lowest refresh rate, I should say, is that's you know. So it's actually, if you turned off your other, we can get into this later, but if you turned off your other monitor, I bet it would shoot up.
Yeah, so I was able to like manually force it using the NVIDIA software for the GPU to run the new monitor at 120 hertz, but it wouldn't let me push it up to 144 hertz, which was interesting. So either way, 120 hertz, I will say, looks great. Even just like moving, you can tell the difference like scrolling websites, like looking from my 60 hertz screen, scrolling a Google Doc or something, and then going over to the 120 hertz screen, scrolling a Google Doc. You can it's a clear difference in, you know, the blur that you see and things like that. Like you can actually track text as it moves up and down the page. Whereas on a 60 hertz screen, if you're moving your scroll wheel pretty fast, you kind of lose that text in the blur. So
right,
I'm really enjoying it so far. We've got a lot to cover, so it's 10:43 already, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. But if you guys got any questions about it or want to hear more thoughts on it, let me know. Leave me a comment on YouTube or hit me up on Instagram.
And I think you posted a picture on Instagram, right? So if you guys want to go see it, you guys go check it out. And you could see in that image the color difference, man. You could see like clear as day. There's a huge color difference.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Do you like it? Cool.
I love it.
Ooh.
I want some more of it.
Oh, nice. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit this thing with a fade. Ooh, fade it out real quick. We're going to fade the next topic in. What's the next topic? Next topic is RTX 3080 Ti leaked. Not the specs, just what it's going to look like, what we think it's going to look like.
So good.
So this right here, this image is the Asus ROG Strix Asus ROG, whatever you want to call it, Strix GeForce RTX 3080 Ti. It's rumored that the RTX 3090 will be top of the line. So this one's just like one step down, and it's not 100% confirmed, but like we have a very reliable source. People are saying that, hey, this looks legit, man. I'm pretty sure this is it because that's what all of the Asus ROGs look like already. And you know, this one's got the label on it, and it's not something that we've seen before. So I think this might be it. So everybody's kind of expecting that NVIDIA is going to make an announcement about their new, their newest tier, their like top of the line stuff in August or September timeframe. So fingers crossed that we'll learn about it there. So I got all this information from PC Mag. First off, a guy named Matthew Humphreys had some good connections and got all this information out, so you guys can check that out. I'm gonna have some links for you all to check out if you would like to in the YouTube description below, maybe on the podcast description as well. Definitely on the YouTubes though. So for the base RTX 3080 card, this is the specs. That's what I'm getting into. We're expecting 10 gigabytes of GDDR6X memory. What's GDDR6X memory? I'll tell you, it's graphics double data type 6 synchronous dynamic random access memory. Basically, it's your RAM, right? So it's just like top of the line RAM, and it's 10 gigabytes of it. It's a lot. A 320-bit memory interface and 320 watt TDP, which is a thermal design power. So it's not taking up too much power. Well, it's a significant amount of power, I guess. So the RTX 3080 Ti super improves on that offer. Just a little bit. It gives you 11 gigabytes of the GDDR6X, 352-bit memory, and maintains the 320 TDP. So both cards will offer 3 display ports and 1 HDMI connection, which I think is pretty cool because I got the RTX 2060 right now, and it's only got 2 display ports and 1 HDMI. So that third display port, hook it up, man. Take me home. That sounds good.
Well, that's weird though, because my 1060, which you gave me, has also 3 DPs and 1 HDMI. You'd think by now they would have added a couple. Yeah.
I think that one was a special card though, because it was like a mini. There was like something special about that card.
Yeah.
I think I don't know why they did it like this with the RTX, but anyway.
Oh, should be
guys.
Enough.
Yeah, it should be enough. Keep your eyes out for that. I mean, I'm really hoping that we find out some news. I mean, I'm probably not going to be buying the thing, but who knows? Maybe I'll get lucky and win the lottery.
Yeah, I want to know how much. I want to know how much money's it's going to cost.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be top of the line. Probably 1,200, 1,500, something like that. Probably more, actually. Probably more. I'm probably not even ballpark. It's gonna be more. It's gonna be a lot. All right, guys. So that being said, that's the RTX stuff. I actually had a really interesting video I want to show you. Harvard's transforming robotic fabric. They're making this robotic fabric. So hold on, let me pull up this video real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and fade this baby out. All right, that guy's gone. I'm going to pull up a video. No sound here. Tell me if there's sound, and I'll get rid of the sound. But I'm going to show this video, right? As I'm showing it, I'll explain it to you. So they've developed a transforming robotic fabric, which could lead to therapeutic wearables. Soft robot. This soft robot fabric can inflate and deflate itself without the need for an external machine. Now, there has been robotic fabric like this before. Like if you go to the store, something like what I imagine is like when you go to get your like blood pressure taken, right? Like something like that, where you're hooked up to this big bulky machine. Well, you don't have to be hooked up to like a big bulky machine like that anymore. It's a wearable basically. You just walk around with it. So it's freeform. It's the first freeform robo fabric, textile based soft robotic fabric that can regulate itself without being tethered to any machine. There's a fluid inside. It's called Novex 7000. When it's heated up, the fluid vaporizes and its volume can expand up to 100 times to change the fabric shape. That's to 100 times. That's insane. And it's metal. Like what you guys are looking at right now, it's metal that's been weaved together, and then they put electrically conductive silver-plated threads into that material, which is used to not only monitor but also to heat the smart fabric, and it provides sensors as well to tell you kind of what's going on with the fabric. So just to give you guys a little idea, let me try and say this: mechano-therapeutic wearables, right? So what are mechano-therapeutic wearables? It's basically the employment of mechanical means for the cure of disease. They're thinking that they could use this to apply pressure on injuries and accelerate tissue repair, right? So basically, as a tourniquet, I think that's clear as day. It could be used as a tourniquet. Could, be used for some other things that I'm just not hip to. It could also be used in responsive cushions to help prevent bed and wheelchair sores. I know that when people that are in the infirmary for heart problems, they put these like little pulsing things on their legs so that they don't get blood clots. So I mean that is clearly something they could use. And here's something interesting: they could also use it for the creation of dynamic garments for avant-garde fashion shows. I mean, why not? You just have them walking down the road, and all of a sudden they just puff up like a blower fish, a puffer fish, a puffer fish.
Are we talking about what's that movie with Ben Stiller?
Oh, Zoolander.
It's like Zoolander 4, Zoolander 3.
Zoolander walking down. Is that did they do something like that? I never saw it.
Oh, dude, they just had. You never seen Zoolander? Oh my gosh!
Don't judge. Don't.
I'm
no, not like
so
this.
hard right now.
Not like this.
That's your homework for tonight. You have to go watch.
Just go watch Zoolander.
You can't even watch. You can't even play video games. You need to go watch Zoolander.
I have to go watch it.
They just walk. They walk down the aisle with like some ridiculous fashion stuff. Like they're wearing like trash bags and stuff. I could see this being in like Zoolander 3.
Oh, absolutely.
Zoolander 2,
it's made for that.
Zoolander 2, don't watch Zoolander 2. Not good. Zoolander 1, that's where it's at.
Okay.
One of my all-time favorites. Yes.
I gotta watch it.
Crazy,
I gotta watch it.
That robotic fabric is pretty nuts. Like to look at that and think that it's metal, it's almost kind of hard to believe, but it's pretty cool what they do with like different types of metals. Like I know that in medical hospitals, I used to work at an advertising agency, and one of our biggest clients was one of the like local hospitals, and they had copper infused sheets and gowns and things like that for the patients because copper kills viruses. Some kind of way. Viruses can't live on copper for some reason. So all of their gowns, their sheets, their pillowcases, all that stuff was copper infused. So it killed like viruses. Pretty cool. So really neat stuff. I can't really see any practical use for that in my life, but I mean, maybe one day if I need a blow up t-shirt, I know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Just like,
I mean, they could put them in shoes, right? They could put them in shoes. Yeah, they could put this kind of stuff like in your tires, so that instead of you having to put air in your tires, you just have this kind of stuff like in your tires blowing them up. They could put them in like seat belts. I don't know if that would be anything. They could put them in car seats. I mean, there's all kinds of like practical things, right? Like, I don't know. I'm interested to see where this goes. It's really cool. Sure. I don't know why no one's probably done it before, because there hasn't really been a need for it. But now that they have, I mean, they'll probably find some stuff for it. Somebody's gonna use it. It's gonna be coming. Elon Musk is gonna buy this.
It's gonna be in the next Tesla. It's gonna be in the Roadster.
Oh yeah, the Roadster.
The Tesla Roadster.
Oh yeah, nice, good.
Or when we colonize Mars, that's the clothes everyone's gonna use when Elon colonizes Mars. That's what we get to wear.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm all about it. All right. That's it. That's all I had, man. There was a lot of tech news. I had to whittle it down. I really did. I could have talked about a lot more, but we'll have a little bit more tech news in the gaming section, which we're about to go to right now. Are you ready?
Let's do it, sir. Our last segment. Here we go.
Can I do this? Hold on.
Can you time it right? That kind of worked.
I think I got it. Yeah, that's good.
You know what? Now that we're not in the tech news segment, I have a tech news comment. I wonder if my video feed issue might be because my CPU is now pushing 2 monitors.
See, the whole time I've been thinking that, I just didn't want to say it, but like I'm pretty sure. I want to test after this to see.
Yeah, I wonder if it's the CPU or if it's the GPU. It might be the GPU.
Yeah, who knows? It might be the connections.
Should be fine. Could be Discord, but it looks like the connection's pretty sort of stable. I don't know. It's hard to say. We should do some testing.
We'll
we can
just
not test
afterwards.
and say forget it. Yeah, but
we'll test it. We'll test it. Let's talk about Epic Games, man. Tell me.
Time. Yeah,
tell me about some Epic Games.
We have some really interesting stuff here in the video game news section. So I'm just gonna kind of fly over the Epic Games thing, but check out Epic Games right now. There's 3 games. There's one game that's free right now called Hue, which is a puzzle adventure game where you alter the world by changing the background color to kind of figure out the puzzles. Looks pretty interesting, and if you're colorblind, there's apparently a colorblind mode that uses symbols to help you get through it. It's normally $15. It's free right now. Go download it. Starting on July 9th, there's going to be 3 free games available, which is actually, I don't think they've done 3 at a time in a while, but
no. I agree.
So they're called, number 1 is The Killing Floor 2, which is a survival game. You have to kill these clones that look kind of like zombies or some kind of science experiment, and you can co-op with up to 12 players, so that sounds pretty fun. Yeah. The other one's called Lifeless Planet, which, Reese, this kind of seems like something that might be up your alley. It's a space exploration game with pretty good-looking graphics on it. It looks like you kind of travel around these different planets and look for different resources, but the graphics actually look pretty cool.
Okay.
And then last but not least, this is what sounds the most interesting to me in the video. You should go check out the video on Epic Games Store, but The Escapists 2. So this is a prison escape game where you have to go through prison life. Like you have to make roll call, you have to attend, whatever, go to the common areas and walk around and talk to different people and all this different stuff. The whole time you're doing that, you have to be like back at your bunk at a certain time of the day, stuff like that. You have to plan your big escape, but it's like 16-bit graphics. It's sort of like a top-down style to it, like a Pokemon or like one of the original GTAs, kind of like a top-down look. Looks really interesting, actually. Yeah, it actually sounds really fun. I might actually download that once it's free.
I think we should play The Killing Floor too. I've heard really good things about it. I think next week.
Oh, really?
I think next week we should try it.
Yeah, I'm down, dude. I'm down, but it looks more horror game than Zombie Slayer. So we played a lot of World War Z, which is straight up Zombie Slayer, but this looks more horror style. It's like more Resident Evil, I would say, styling than some other zombie games. But I'm down to try it. I might tinkle a little if something pops out at me.
I'll hold your hand and we'll be okay.
Well, I might turn all these lights on in here just to like feel a little bit better about myself.
Well, yeah. let's think about it, right? Maybe we'll like it. Let's see.
Maybe. I'm down to try it. I mean, I think if anything, if nothing else, having a jump scare on stream would be solid entertainment value, if nothing else.
Recorded so that we can reproduce and just have like
so it's just back to back
6 hour long.
Yeah. One of our early podcasts, actually, after the podcast, we were playing games, and to my right here is like a doorway into my kitchen. It's not an actual door here, but the kitchen is pitch black right now. Like all the lights are off. It was like 2 a.m, and we were playing. What were we playing? It wasn't Valorant. It might have just been I think it was Overwatch, actually.
Probably.
This is on YouTube. This is on the recording. But I thought I heard something like through my headphones, so I popped my cup off my ear, and I turned to my right, and my 4-year-old son is just standing in this dark shadow doorway, just looking at me. So I'm like, I look over and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? He was like, I want to go get in bed with mom. And I'm like, okay, go do it. What are you doing? Like, why do you come freak me out, dude? Oh, it's so funny. But that was recorded.
Oh, man. That's cool.
So check that out. Anyways, all right. So moving on from Epic Games, it's 10:58 right now. We got a few things to talk about. Hyperscape launched from Ubisoft. So if you guys haven't seen Hyperscape yet, it's another battle royale. And I say another, like dramatically, like, oh, another one. How many of these battle royales are they going to come out with? But it looks
infinite
pretty
until
much,
it stops making money, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Like every developer, every publisher has to get they got to dip their hands in this money. It honestly looks like pretty much a ripoff from Apex. There's some interesting things. Just watching the trailer, I haven't tried the game yet, but you can kind of like teleport. You can jump high up in the air on top of buildings. You can sprint. You can slide. It's fast-paced. It looks like Apex. So if you were interested, try it out. Apparently, it's like the #1 streamed thing on Twitch right now, so you guys have probably already seen it by this point. But yeah, interesting nonetheless.
It looks like you have to sign up for it, though. Like you have to sign up for the test, I think.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I think it is a PC. It's out in like PC test right now, so I guess it's kind of like a beta.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you get instant access.
But I mean, like I'm so tired of these ripoffs, man. Like I think like just out of, I don't know, just out of principle, like I might just not play it just because like I'm sick of seeing these. I'm sick of seeing all these ripoffs, man.
Yeah, I mean it looks just like Apex. It's kind of crazy. But
yep. All right.
Anyway,
so let's talk about Iron Man VR. I got a video. I'm going to pop this video on for you guys real quick. I got another video. I'm loving these videos. I got rid of the YouTube stuff. So here you go. Here you can see Iron Man VR just launched today. It's a PSVR exclusive. It's not on PC, but it's on PSVR. Hopefully they bring it to PC someday. Got released today, July 3rd, 2020. It's got an 8-hour campaign. They streamed it live earlier today, so I got a link for that if you guys want to go watch it. They played the whole game all the way through.
Nice.
So
that's
if
pretty
you're
intense, dude. One guy?
So I mean, So I mean, it's only 8 hours. Like, that's not too bad, I guess.
In VR though.
Yeah. Wonder if he stopped to like drink water ever. He probably needed to.
Did he pee in his Iron Man suit?
Yeah, he probably did.
Ugh.
His wife was just standing there with a bottle or something.
It's like that South Park. It's like that South Park episode where Cartman and the gang get like invested in World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? Oh my gosh.
Oh
in
yeah.
the basement. And they're like,
absolutely.
Cartman's like, ma.
He's got like Cheetos on him and stuff.
Like she brings on like the potty to poop in.
Yeah. The Sword of 1,000 Truths or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So anyway, guys, if you got a VR headset and you got a PlayStation, check it out. If you just want to see the story, 8-hour long story, there's tons of story. I was watching it for a little bit. It's got a lot of story. It actually looks pretty good. You guys can go watch the stream. You don't have to buy the game or buy a PlayStation. You just go see it there. But I thought that was pretty cool seeing it start, these bigger releases coming out like an Iron Man VR. Like that's pretty big, man. Pretty big.
It looks awesome.
Yeah. All right. So what else? Let me go ahead and fade that one out real quick. Give me a second. I'm having fun with all these little fades though, dude. Look at this fade.
Yeah, you guys let us know. What do you guys like of this? What do you guys think about this new format we got here with these cool image overlays and this footer and all this cool stuff. We're trying to improve the show for you guys. And if you're out there and you're listening in your car, make sure you scope that YouTube video to see these cool animations and images that the beard whipped up.
Oh yeah, we're putting it together, getting that quality out there. But real quick, I got 2 more things. You can see this lady right here is about to attack the Ginger. So Ginger, watch out! So Horizon Zero Dawn, guys, this game came out. It was one of the best games back in 2017. I've heard so many good things about this game. The graphics look fantastic. This picture doesn't really give it justice. You got to go watch a video, but it's going to be available August 7th via both Steam and Epic Game Store. Maybe Epic Game Store will give it to us for free. Woo! Anyway, it was a PlayStation 4 exclusive. Guerrilla Games announced Friday that it's going to be coming to PC gamers. Can't wait. It's an action role-playing game. The plot follows Aloy, who you can see here on screen. She is a hunter in a world overrun by machines, and she sets out to uncover her past. So the plot has been set. Looks pretty cool. Looks fun. One of the best games of 2017. I want to check it out.
Nice.
I think you can pre-order it right now on Steam for $50 if you're interested. We're gonna go fade her out. Let me hit you deep, dude. Deep. So are you gonna play it? You think you'll play it?
I don't know. Maybe
if they give it to us for free.
Free 99. Like me some free 99. Last
but not least, with a free 55 discount, I love it. Last but not least, guys, Fallout. TV show is in the works at Amazon from the Westworld creators. Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy are serving as the producers. If you guys don't know, you should know. If you're watching this stream, you probably know. Fallout is a video game RPG series set in the post-apocalyptic wasteland of a nuclear war. The plot details of casting haven't been revealed yet, so it's unclear if Nolan and Joy are creating an adaptation of one of Bethesda's Fallout games or a new series set within the Bethesda's universe. If I were to guess, I would assume that it's probably going to create its own story within Bethesda's universe so that they can have the freedom to create something brand new for folks to look at. But there's probably going to be some vaults, there's probably going to be some atomic bombs dropping, and there's probably going to be a lot of ghouls getting shot down with shotguns. So
yeah,
I tell you what, man, I love Fallout. I've played every single one of them except New Vegas. Don't judge me. Maybe I'll go back and play it someday. But I love Fallout, man. It's probably it's my favorite franchise. I can't think of anything else. Maybe Diablo, but it's up there, man. Top 3 of all time for sure. I can't wait.
You wanna know how many Fallout games I've played?
None. Big old none.
But you play goose egg.
But you play like shooters though. You usually play shooters. I'm like the RPG guy.
Yep. That's cool, dude. I'm excited to check this out. I wonder if it will be HBO. HBO is like the one streaming service that I don't have.
Amazon.
It's gonna be Amazon?
Yeah,
Wait,
it's
you said
Amazon.
that, didn't you?
Oh, Yes. Amazon.
I'm excited about that because I actually have Amazon, so I could watch this. That's gonna be cool, man. I've heard so much good stuff about Westworld. Never watched it because, like I said, it's on HBO. I don't have HBO, but so yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Oh, dude, absolutely. That's all I got, dude.
Yeah, I think that about takes us to the end of our show. But before we sign out, like we said, we're currently in our current segment, as you can see right here. We're in shout outs and sign offs. So something we started last week. We're giving some shout outs, sharing the love with some other smaller podcasters trying to grow their shows as we are trying to do with ours. So number one, I want to make a correction from last week. I gave a shout out to a podcast that I really enjoy, and I want to give a correction on the name. I said the name wrong. So it's the, in quotes, Lost the Script podcast. So again, that's not the Lost Script. It's Lost the Script podcast. Okay. So like I said last week, they make movie predictions based solely on the movie poster. It's a movie they've never seen before. They take the poster, they look at it, and they make hilarious predictions about what the movie's going to be about. And then they formulate these plots. They talk about the first, second, and third act. They talk about character storylines and just hilarious stuff. And then eventually throughout the show, they watch the film and they kind of like compare what their thoughts were, and talk about why their prediction would have been better than what the actual movie was. So hilarious show. Check them out. The next one is a podcast called Wait What. So that's Wait, comma, what, question mark.
Okay.
Careful when you're looking for this one. There is one that's about comic books. That's not the one I'm talking about, even though that actually is a pretty good podcast as well. But this one actually talks about like unbelievable stories and happenings from around the world. So I was actually listening to their latest podcast episode today, and they talk about a story where there's a corpse in Indonesia. I don't know how funerals work in Indonesia, but apparently there's a corpse in a casket which has a window in it. I don't know. You want to see the person, in the casket, even when it's closed. I don't know. But apparently this corpse, like, its arm moved and it looked like it was waving.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So, yeah, good one. Nice one. That's the whole premise of the podcast.
There it is, right there.
Anyways, I would suggest go listen to that episode to find out why the corpse's arm moved. Very interesting. And the last one that I want to shout out today is Don't Forget About Us podcast. Each episode, they focus on a different historical figure, usually involved in like pop culture, like they do comic book authors and things like that, people who have passed on, and they kind of do a deep dive into their life. It's like a historical sort of reference podcast. Very good production quality. They have good music throughout the show. They have great voices for radio, and it's a good soothing listen, I would say. So check that one out. And then I mentioned earlier in the show, Church of MMA. They're the ones we gave credit to for that meme we showed earlier. A couple of good dudes who like MMA and have a really good setup as well. So check out all of those guys. Make sure you let them know that the Ginger and the Beard sent you. And yeah, like to share the love. Spread the love, guys.
Definitely spread the love. These guys are awesome. Trying to network, get our names out there. These guys are helping us. We're going to help them back. So check them out. Check them out for sure. That's quality stuff there. So thank you guys so much for sticking around.
Yes.
If you haven't, go ahead and hit that follow button, hit that sub button on YouTube, hit that like button. If you really want to help out, you guys are watching us on a podcast player, especially if you're watching us on Apple podcasts. Drop us that sub and hit us with that 5-star review. That would help us so much. We're trying to get to the top of that directory, get some more followers, get some more help. We're putting a lot of time and effort in. We love this. We hope you guys do too. Hopefully you guys enjoy the information that we're bringing to you every week. And we're going to keep doing it. Episode 19 in the books.
Yes, that's a wrap, man. And I would just say, last but not least, is make sure you check us out live on Twitch. If you're not watching us live right now, please do so. We've added a lot of cool stuff to the Twitch stream. We've added some different interactions. If you check us out while we're playing some video games, which we will be doing after this stream as well,
yes.
And we do it before every episode recording, we've added some cool stuff where you can make me floss, you can make the beard dab, you can give us some water, you can request songs, all kinds of fun stuff. So check us out live. We have a great time.
Yeah, guys, we go live at 9 for the gameplay edition, and then we switch it over at 10 o'clock to do the podcast. And then, sometime after that, usually around 11, 10, 11:15, we switch it back and we do some other video gaming. We get some more friends in. We play some friends with some friends and some co-op stuff later on. Just have some more fun and just chill and relax. So if you guys want to come hang out with us, well, you know where to find us, for sure.
Yes, absolutely. All right, with that, I guess that ends episode 19. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.